We've been talking quite a lot about domains and Active Directory and how it all fits together. Basically, that's a client-server network, but it's part of the MTA objectives that you also know about workgroups. Workgroups are when you don't want to join a domain, but you still want to have computers networked together. This is my client 01 right now, and I'm just going to go ahead and click right here on the File Explorer and go to this PC, right click on there and go down to Properties, and you can see right now that I'm on a domain, Widget LLC. I'm going to click Change Settings. Here I'll click Change for work group or domain. I'll click Change there, and you can see I can now switch over to a work group. By default, all the every computer that you set up before you put it on a domain is already on a work group, and it's on a work group called work group. Now you don't necessarily have to call it work group. You can call it anything you want. So let's just call this my home, for example. So I can have a work group called my home, or let's have a work group. Let's set up two work groups in our household. Let's have a parents work group and a kids work group. Now we could have all of the kids' computers on one work group and all of the parents' computers on another work group. And now they're on two completely different networks, and they would not be able to communicate with each other. This way there's no chance of your kids being able to hack in and access your secret stuff on your parents' work group, because those are on two different networks. But we're going to leave this on domain for now, and it'll be our Widget LLC domain. Let's take a look at a domain controller. This is my DC2 domain controller, and I have added Active Directory domain services, but I have not promoted this to a domain controller. And if I click down here on local server, you see that I am on a work group called work group. So this is a member of a work group. By the way, Microsoft recommends you don't have more than 10 computers on a work group because it just gets too slow. If I click work group here, I get to that same interface where I could change the name of this work group, or I could join this to a domain if I wanted to. So both a server and a client computer could be on a work group rather than on the domain.